nice, isn't it? It's done now, anyway.
Okay.
It's done now, man. First and foremost, we're going to start off by saying, all praises be to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'asham,
Bashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Shai,
Ba'asham
Bashem,
Kadash.
Kadash.
Alright, double honors to the apostles, and salute to you brothers teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. So, what we're going to do, we're going to go straight into it. Let's give it a second. Yeah, man. So, hey, we're gonna go into it, man. Hey, but yeah, man, we're at the end here, man. We're at the end, you know. We're at the end here, man, and the pound, man. The pound's fucked, you know. The pound, the British pound is fucked, man. You know what's going on with that pound? It's plummeted. The pound's plummeted. You know, and you know that pound used to be a strong ass currency. You know, but look at it now. It's plummeted, and we'll go into that a bit later. But you know, we'll go into the pound a bit later. Let's read the scripture and let's start off on something.
Alright. I got saying this is
Anything.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. Verse 1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
Ooh, the end of the world, man. The end of the world. What's the end of the world? End of the world is the Lord's destruction on this place, and the starting of a new kingdom. See, we're in Esau's, you know, what he calls his democracy, where you got to vote and all of that, and you know, you got to vote for a ruler that's in there. You know, whether it be a president or a prime minister, you know, in his Congress, Parliament, buildings and stuff and things of that nature. But you know, all that's going to be destroyed. You know, the different political parties with two different takes on how you should rule the country, and there's more than two parties, but they're the main ones that stand out. You know, you left and you right, man. You got you got other smaller parties, man.
Yeah.
You know, you got conservatives, you got Labour, but then you got like the Green Party.
Yeah.
You got liberal Democrats.
Yeah. UKIP and all that.
UKIP. You know, so you got other parties, but you know, them ones, they're never really in the running. They've really got nothing to say. And that proves that it's all about the left and the right brain hemispheres.
Yeah. With the plebs and the patricians all over again. I had a precept.
Yeah.
2nd Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Yeah, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. So the end of the world is with these oligarchs, Edomites, you know, the rich. All of these individuals, man, they're going down, man. They're going down. They're going right down the drain. They're gonna lose every ounce of power that they got, every inch, every ounce. You know, any grip of power, they're gonna lose it. That's what's gonna happen with these oligarchs, man. Esau's the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning. So the new world to come is gonna be Jake's on thrones. Jake's ruling, establishing that law. It's gonna be a different realm, man. You know, your day-to-day life's gonna be different.
Yeah.
These stores, these shops. I can see it going back to, you know, for this, you know, but it's villages. You know, like in the dark ages, the ancient villages and that. Land, cattle, of course,
yeah.
trade. It's gonna be like that. Not these highway superstore consumerism,
Yeah.
commercial consumerism, and all of that fucking bullshit, man.
Tarmac and grey everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. That's a big thing. Motorways. That's completely Roman.
Yeah.
Roman roads, motorways, where they've gridded the whole country. They've destroyed the infrastructure of these lands with motorways. They were saying in England that there used to be 70% forest. Now, that's non-existent in the UK. In England, because Ireland. I mean, Ireland, man.
Yeah, you're saying it was
Ireland's
free,
man.
The Emerald
Got to
Isle.
move over there. I've been watching some stuff on Ireland. And I put a clip up about some Irish man talking about UFOs, man. It was a good video. Because he called it a cloud. He said, "I seen the cloud."
Oh, I need to check that out. Precept.
Yeah.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
That dude looks like he's taller than you, man. Looking down on his car.
Yeah, he's tall, man.
Don't know if he's taller than you, but he looks fucking massive. He's fucking tall, isn't he?
Yeah, he's tall.
He's looking, he's bending down. He's still like towering over his car.
Yeah.
These giants, man. He's 7 foot, 6'9", 6'8", whatever you guys are. Giants. So people see you on the camera and they think everyone's some 5 foot fucking 2 dude because they see you. But it's not even that. It's just that you're like 7 fucking foot. Go ahead, man.
For real. If I could just say,
Yeah, go ahead.
you know, the scripture we just read, man, it says the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. That's talking about Esau's rulership, you know. It's going to be, that's part of the destruction. So when it says the end of the world, the end of that rulership of the devil, you know. Right now, we're in the rulership of Esau, which is the devil that the scriptures speak of, man. And he's loosed a little season, but it's going to be taken out in a big way. And then, like the elder was talking about, hey, it's going to be the kingdom of heaven that's going to be next, man. Okay? We ain't going to have to be dealing with these motorways and tarmac. In fact, the scriptures talk about the streets are going to be paved with gold. Transparent gold, man. In fact, let me see if I can find that. Yeah, that's Revelation 21. So this is what we got to look forward to. This is Revelation chapter 21, verse 21. And the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was of 1 pearl, and the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass. Pure gold, man. As if it were transparent glass, man. You know? People look.
Esau's kingdom, right?
Fine.
Grey with concrete. You know, the cheapest materials that they can use. They use for shit, plastic, concrete. That's what they do. You know, the cheapest, the most effective materials that they can use for what they want. Plastic harms people, man.
Yeah.
You know, you want to really drink from a vessel. It's supposed to be gold, silver, or even like a lesser element than that. But
Copper.
yeah, you know what I mean. But fucking plastic, that's a mess, man.
Yeah.
That's an absolute mess. You know, that just shows you what Esau. You know, he's all about profit. He's all about shekels. He's all about ripping people off. So the whole banking system's all about. It's all the wars that they set up is all about ripping people off. That is exactly what they were doing, man. Ripping people off, ripping them off. That's what they were. That's what they're all about. But we're reading the kingdom's going to be made of pure gold, silver, and precious stones. And precious stones now are not really valuable until they get refined and you know, cut out to look in jewelry. But they're precious things.
Yeah.
But the value of that in the kingdom is going to be, you know, and he sort of knows. And you know why he doesn't do it? Because he gets to have it then. If you don't respect the fucking the elements and the precious stones, he keeps it all because you don't want to buy it. You know.
If I could say what, you know, in the crown jewels
Mm-hmm.
that the queen used to wear, the you know the I forgot the word now, but yeah, the crown jewels. You got a sapphire, a massive cut sapphire on the front. You know.
Yeah.
That's just an example. They know. So why you got a sapphire there, then? You know, amongst other things. But I remember reading about
That's the sapphire is one of the most royalest blues. You're gonna get that blue stone. In terms of them stones, you're gonna get. You got lapis lazuli, but you got that sapphire, man.
Yeah, yeah.
That is a one of them stone, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A sapphire. Woo. Sapphires.
I had something.
Yeah.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 5. Yea also, that's off from 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
And that wine that he's got represents his philosophies, man. You know? His philosophies. He pushes his philosophies on everybody on the earth. A man should have one woman, or a woman should take on a man's roles. And you know, or I want to be equal. You know what I'm saying? Or actually, a man doesn't have to be a man; he can be a woman. This is confusion. This is wine. This is philosophy. And these fucking idiots. These fucking idiots are accepting this shit.
Yeah.
These fucking pieces of fucking shit. They're accepting anything that comes out of government's mouth, of the media, to whatever these people are, because media is a witchcraft and a tool of the elites. It's to confuse. It's bogged out. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's an indoctrination tool. It's part of that wine, like amongst other things, a school education. You know, when school, you learn to read, write, and count. Then you can get out. You don't need to learn philosophy from it. You're gonna get bogged out, man. You learn philosophy from the people, from the truth. You know. People are so indoctrinated that they think they look at you like a demon if you want to homeschool your kids. I just can't see myself existing outside of the system. Before the system, you know, basically you're a primitive bum if you don't go and get a college education. That's fucking bullshit, man. How do these people survive? Knowledge of the herbs. You go to the Latin third world countries, they got knowledge of the herbs. Yeah. How they got that? That you'd have to get a degree to get that. These people just know this and they know what it's good for. They know what it does. and you go into college and uni and all that, and then you still ain't finding out about the murders, or how did they know? Because they ain't got a degree.
Yeah.
They ain't speaking like a Edomite in a suit, but they know they're very fucking wise. They can identify plants. How did they know that? They didn't even have to go to Esau for that. See, Esau makes you believe that you have to go through him for fucking everything. It's bullshit, man. You got it, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like should be in England teaching like this. You know what I mean? Cursing people out in London and that.
Yeah.
You don't have to go there in London, man. Curse people out like this.
That's right. This is Isaiah 29:9.
Back up here.
It says, "Stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink."
Cry ye out and cry. That's what we're doing right now. And you know what it is? See, we're battling the spiritual battle because while we're saying this, people are asleep. So everything we're saying is the opposite side of that is what they're saying. Oh no, the government's there to help you. Oh no, they're gonna do the right thing. You know that there was a movie like on that called When the Wind Blows, one of my favourite movies of all time. It was like a World War I, World War II movie. Which one was it? Was it World War I or World War II? I never can remember that. And it used to be on YouTube, but they banned it off YouTube, man. They stripped it off YouTube. And guess what? In that film, this dude was cooning to the end, bro. No matter what was going on in society, he was licking the teats of government, man. He was licking the udders of the cow. The posts weren't coming. Oh, I'm sure the government's has got measures in place for us. And it was getting worse, man. To out there look like a fucking chemical disaster. And he was still, oh yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the bin men have just striked. They'll be back. They'll clean the streets up. And they make that move to show you how fucked up and ignorant the useless eaters can be and are. That's what the show was showing you in that. The useless eaters are zoned out to their brains, mate. They're zoned out their fucking heads, bro. Oh man.
This is 1 Thessalonians 5:6. "Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober."
Let us not sleep as others, man. You know what I'm saying? No, everything's gonna get alright. As a matter of fact, in 5 years, they're gonna inject the right. The economy's we're gonna get the right government in parliament. That's what I like you to be. I like you now. You're trying to get rid of Liz Truss. Now you think if you get rid of Liz Truss, everything's gonna get back to normal. She was put in there, man. She's the perfect candidate. She don't give a fuck. I like the fact that she's in there.
Yeah, she's going on wrong.
I like the bitch, man. Like every time you watch her, right, she's doing the right things. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it, they're interviewing her and she's doing everything that we want them to do to bring this collapse. Well, what do you think? What about the poor? And she got this smirk on her face. You know, she's a prick, but she's doing the right things. And this is what we want. We want the chaos because the chaos is going to bring the kingdom. They were straight out asking her, look, man, you're cutting taxes for the rich. What about the poor? They're going to have to do this and that. The energy crisis. Well, I don't see it like that. And then she starts going, she's crazy, man. She's gone. She's working for these elites. I got to show you this stuff. She's crazy, man. Like, you know, someone said to her, basically, if you make a... So I'm going to mess up these figures. I don't want to mess up these figures, man. But if you make $1 million, you've got like... If you make about $1 million or something, you get... The rich will have like 50k in profit. Like from the tax cuts, you'll have 50k to save. But if you make 100,000, you'll have £500 or something. So I've completely butchered that, but she asked her that put that to her, and she went, "Well, I don't agree." And the woman went, "Well, what part? These are facts." And she went, "None of what you said." And she's crazy, man. She doesn't give a fuck. She's gone.
Yeah.
Now you people thought you had a good with Boris. You thought you wanted him out. Liz Truss is going to be fucking worse. She's gonna be worse than anything that you could have thought of. Watch. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, if they do get her out there, they're gonna bring someone in that's even worse. But now they're comparing her to Margaret Thatcher. And a year ago, she was already doing war campaigns with the fucking in Ukraine before she was even in office. They had her on the tanks to promote war against Russia with Ukraine, and she didn't even know who she was. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
To take away the right from the poor of my people, man. You ain't got rights, man. You got privileges, but you ain't got rights. You ain't got rights, man. You got privilege. So it's a privilege that you can go and get up and eat ice cream and go to that cinema. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to have fun? Oh yeah. And you know what? It's all goyim fun, man. It's nothing liberating. You know, it's not real. It's not nothing liberating. It's all goyim fun. Work all week. Go to the cinema with the ice cream cone. Oh, you can take your bed out if you want. And then, you know what I'm saying? This is a joke. Privileges, man. That's why they take away. That's why you ain't got no land rights. If you own food on the land, what you gonna need the government for? If you can eat every day without fucking working, what the fuck do you need the government for? That's why people that like warrior tribe hunting, when Esau went and took over Gad, what did he do? He took over the farming, man. He took over the animals, the buffalo. If you can do that, you can do that without fucking. If you can go and do that without having to do what Esau at all, man. Come on. What's happening there, man? You ain't gotta go. You say you get up and you don't have to go to any corner shop for anything.
What preset?
Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things.
Want of all things, everything. Clothes. You know what happens when you want to clothes? Bro, back let's go 100 years ago, sewing. All these new retails, they're all new. And I'm gonna watch it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put in a documentary, real retail. But I didn't have all that.
No.
John Lewis. You know, whatever. Gucci. You know, and then they got classes to the retail. Well, I'm shocked. Gucci, where you shop? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was like tailors, right? Like tailors and looms.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go and get measured.
Yeah. You know, and then all that, and then even women sewing and knit.
Women sewing, yeah.
Because that was what the women would be doing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a community, women doing the sewing. That's really what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then you got tailors and that men. Straight out facts. So now you got to go to some corporation machines. Most of the clothes are made in labs, in factories that are being put together by machines.
Yeah. Mixed with plastics and shit. Yeah. Polyethylene and polyesters and all that.
Wow, mixed with all types of inferior materials. Not pure wool, not pure this, not pure that. Mixed up for profit. Let's get. It's all about that profit. It's all about them shekels for Amalek, and you can't even talk about Amalek. They're going to cut you off. But they'll get anything. Oh, let's put that in it. It's cheap. We can mass produce it, and we can make pure profit. So it'll be called a wool top, but the wool in it is 20%. Y'all got wool on? No, you ain't even wearing wool. 8% of it is polystyrene, whatever it is.
Precept. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
And then there's no one loves money more than Edomite, because they'll see that everybody starve on the planet just to get a shepherd. They'll see people raped, robbed, murdered, and killed just to get a shepherd. That's what they want.
Precept.
So you know, how much can you love a shepherd? Go ahead now.
James chapter 5 verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
So the miseries are gonna come upon them, man. Because they ain't right and they're fucked, man. And that's why we're cursing them out globally. So we're out in the night. It's not even that late over here. It's just that the sun's going down earlier. Do you know what I mean? But we're out here, and we're cursing them out. Morning or night, fuck it.
Oh,
That's in the scriptures too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you guys, it's the dark. But fuck that. We're still out here. How about that? You know, we didn't pack it in. Oh yeah, it's time to go to bed. Spirit, man. Nah. And now we could do this video and it could be watched tomorrow morning. So it doesn't really matter when you do the video, man.
That's right.
So get over it, man. Because you got some fucking faggot ass homosexual scoffers, man. I'm telling you right now, a lot of these are punk bitches, man. A lot of these are just, man, you got estrogen in that tank. You're emotional, you're not thinking straight, man. Your emotions are ruling your thought processes. And your decisions. You all got emotions, but they're ruling your decisions.
I can say all I was thinking about Nicodemus? He used to come to Yahushua by night.
Yeah.
You know? So is there like a cut-off time, certain time of the night? Yeah, man. The Lord went with that.
Okay.
I had a precept for you.
Yeah, you got it.
Isaiah 62 verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord.
Read that again.
Yeah. Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
Walls. So you know these walls that we teach at, like got that, you know, got that.
Yeah.
Fortress.
They've got that kind of where the stones are individual stones. It's kind of like
so the outer.
Yeah.
Of the Lord, and that's just how it was. You just use huge stones, or no, you just use stones, and they're all different shapes. You can get a camera. That's how you could make. You know, that's how ancient you make stuff. When you see someone's house, it's got to be perfect brick. You know, I did brick lane, perfect brick. Look, it's all raw stones and cuts. That's rough, man. That's spiritual. That's a spirit.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
go with the flow, whatever stones you get. Wow.
It says, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Yep. Break it there.
So until the Lord establishes what? Jerusalem, meaning what? The Israel, the elect, the tabernacles of David, until that's set up on earth as a praise, man. Meaning what? We're going to be in rulership, we're going to be in the kingdom. Until that's done, we're not going to keep our silence. We're going to keep, and you know, you have scoffers talking about, you guys are always talking about the sea hip. You know, when you're going to start talking about the market, all that kind of shit. We're not going to stop talking about it, man, until the time comes, man, until this place is done.
Yeah, we ain't gonna stop talking about it.
Contrary to what you guys think, the scriptures say, those that sigh and cry for the abominations be done in the midst thereof. That's who's getting the mark of exemption. You know, if you stop cursing out this place, then you're really with this place. Oh, I'm getting comfortable. You know, the scriptures talk about them that are on their lease. You know, ivory beds.
Yeah.
You start getting comfortable in its kingdom. Well, it's not that. Then you start. It's not that bad.
Yeah, you start getting involved.
Start getting involved.
It's exactly what's going to happen. You spot on. You're going to start getting involved, man. Oh, it's not that bad. You know, Yeah, I mean, no, that's complacency. That's being complacent, man. That's being weak. And that's what the whole model of society is there to do, is to keep you weak. That's what the scripture says. You shall stand up for me against him in that evil. But because the Lord wants you to have a fiery spirit, a spirit that is unquenchable, that you're gonna keep cursing them out. You're not gonna, okay, I cursed them out for 5 years. I did what I did. Maybe I should take a break. No, it doesn't stop.
Oh,
The TV doesn't stop. The adverts, the witchcraft, the control of you, so don't stop.
yeah, he ain't taking no breaks.
So you either see what's going on spiritually or you don't. A lot of you saying that you really don't see what's going on. I mean, really you think it is blessed? Really you think they can question themselves? They're saying to themselves, they're going, you know what? I'm the one who's ranting. So they don't want to curse shit out, man. But that don't stop the not they're making the rich and they ain't taxing the rich and all that. That's not stopping that, is it? They're still giving that's not stopping any of that. So you want to teach, but the rich are getting taxed. And whenever we talk about the rich, we're talking really it's for the big businesses. I'm just talking about someone that's just hustling. It's really about the fucking big businesses. Let's be real about it. You want to stop teaching, but they're not going to stop oppressing the poor righteous man. You fucking idiots, man. How stupid can you fucking be? Yeah? How stupid can these people be, man? How stupid can these fucking people be, man? How stupid can you fucking be? How fucking stupid can you fucking be? Go on now, man.
This is Ecclesiastes.
Fucking
Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
surely oppression makes a wise man mad, and a gift destroys the heart. Hey man, being oppressed pisses you off. You work, get a paycheck. The price of your gas has gone up. Your heating for your house, your electric price of that's gone up. So now you've worked for the same amount, and but you've had to pay more out for the same things. Now you've got less money to buy your shopping. Oh, by the way, the food and the price of the meat's gone up. So now you know what I'm saying? This is everything's going up. Everything's going up.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought, okay, just the electric. Let me get some meat. Oh, whoa, that's gone up. So now you got your money. You got fuck all. You just about bought food. That's why people are at food banks and pantries now. People are going to food banks.
Preacher.
Go ahead.
Haggai chapter 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
Your clothing, you're not warm. There was reporting that people are going, like older people are going to shopping centres in the daytime so they can keep themselves warm. Because they can't afford it in their house. This is the facts. These are basic human rights that have been, these are basic human rights, man. So the devil doesn't give a fuck. So come on, man, and it's gonna get worse. Every week we talk about the economic collapse. The famines. It's gonna get to that point. We talk about that every week. It's kind of what we talk about quite a lot. But it's gonna, from what we're saying now, with the crisis, the food crisis, and then it's gonna become a real crisis where it's fuck all. In the supermarket. One piece of meat to 100 people. One piece of meat to 1,000 people. One piece of meat to 100,000 people. What's gonna happen then? That's where you got doomsday preppers and all that. You got the doomsday preppers and stuff. and they get like, you know, canned goods and things like that in each other. And some of them have been doing it for years, so they say, oh, I'm good because I got all this, but that's not going to save them, man, because there's going to be chaos, like in the road. People are going to be looking for where you're at, you know? Unless you're them Rothschilds elites or certain, or these other top banking families, and you know, some people are going to be good after that, but you know, remember, you're going to have cutthroats, people sniffing you out.
Yeah, literally.
You're going to have other preppers looking for other preppers. How about that? And they're going to know how to get your ass. Ex-military people. You're going to have all sorts going on out here, man. You're going to have bandits rolling around. It's going to be all sorts. All these houses. And a lot of you people that are into this, especially these females, fashion, you know, you see them all over the Instagram and all that. You know, they're trying like hundreds of clothes and post pictures up with hundreds of clothes on. That is the average people in your city, especially in the south. But in a lot of these cities, America, England, Europe, fashionistas, females posing in clothes and shoes and they're hardly wearing anything, you can see their ankles. What's going to happen to them? They're going to be done straight away.
Yeah.
In these little plush little apartments.
It ain't gonna work out to look good in that day.
No, it's not. You're gonna wear some clothes, wear a coat, put on some blood clot. You know what? Shit. Put on some fucking clothes, man.
Bitches talk about their wives rubbish.
You know? Yeah, that's gonna happen. Facts. Raped and killed. Fucking raging maniacs are going to go around and trying to get wives. They're not going to rape and kill. They're not going to be trying to rape and keep. Oh, I'm going to look after you. That day, that's going to be going out the window. You're going to be a piece of meat. They're going to club people up on the head. So this just shows you how vulnerable this society is. When anything real happens, now it gets ancient. All this fucking bullshit, man. Go on, man.
This is Isaiah 13:16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes.
That's why the West was alive. Them Arabs, they're gonna be right in their element with the way they act. In certain rough kind of terrains across planet Earth. But the West is gonna be fucked up.
Yeah.
So they pushed that. Yeah, they got men acting like women. And these women they actually believe that they're empowered. Free all the prisoners from jail in America and England. Let's see how empowered you are then. It's real talk. Yeah. On these podcasts and all that. Free all the prisoners. Let's see how empowered you are then. Let's see what the fuck's gonna happen. Okay, because you know what, man? I've been in the fucking tombs. How about that? How about I've been in the fucking tombs, man? I'm gonna fucking come out. I've said it before. Well, fuck it. I've been in the fucking tombs, man. And when I was in it, you know what? Listen, I ain't gonna say it. But I know for a fucking fact, I spoke to people in the fucking tombs when I was in the tombs. I was pumped up I was fucking, and you know what, man? When I was in the fucking tombs, man, I'm gonna talk about, you know what I'm saying? Look, man, I know motherfuckers that wanna fucking take women out in them tombs. They've told me I've been in there.
But a lot of the geezers probably in there because of the women, man.
Well, that's exactly what it was. Well, you know what I'm saying? The people I was talking to, that was exactly what it was. So what's gonna, and they are gonna let them out. You know, because remember, they even doing that purge law, January 1st to Illinois, you know, all these different, you know, it's gonna be LA, Chicago, and basically they're gonna let them out. So if you do second degree murder, you just on bail. So they're gonna be letting people out that have been second degree murders, home invasions, kidnaps. They're coming out. Then they're gonna start letting all the prisoners out. Watch. You know what? We're all for that. We're all for that, man. because that's the plans of the Lord. You know.
Some moiness.
Yeah, yeah, bring it out.
It says, their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished.
Yeah.
It says the houses are going to be spoiled as well. So people think they're comfortable. People get comfortable in their four walls, man. You know? It ain't going to take too long for marauding gangs to start locking down houses. Even forget that, the government themselves, the troops, you know, martial law. They show you that, and they show you that in clips of what happens in other countries, man. When the troops are over there, what do you think are happening to the women over there, to the men? Oh, well, even an example, Guantanamo Bay. When you had the people over there, what came out from that place? You give people, these soldiers, man. The scripture called them madmen, sparing none. You give these madmen a little bit of power, they're in the middle of nowhere doing what the hell they want. The only reason that they're not, and they can't wait to get people, man. You know? They're just trained to kill. So as soon as the elites basically take the leash off these dogs, that's just what they are. People, you know what I mean, man? Them dogs are going to start biting. It's going to be a terrifying time, man. And people over here, the British Army, you know, they like to wear the poppies and shit, the memorials, the British man. Watch what's gonna happen with the TA, man. What they're gonna do? These people are trained to just. There's civilian and there's the military, man. You know, you guys are just looked at as expendable civilians.
Yeah, those soldiers that go to the other countries to kill people. There's the robots, and they kill. They're serving the elites. The robots. That's going to happen on your turf. That same spirit where you're cheering the man. Yeah, he died, for us. Well, they didn't die for you again. When they're killing your ass. You're going to have foreign troops. There's a lot of foreign troops over in the UK right now, man. Loads of foreign troops, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Loads of foreign troops out here.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So this is, the prophet Ezra, he was seeing. When you go into the book of Ezra, you got 2nd Ezra 6, most of the books, 15, 16, that stand out. Going into what? These end time prophecies, man. Of the martial law, great confusion on the earth, basically going into Jacob's trouble. And we're seeing telltale signs of it now. Orchestrated famines. You got the elites buying out. You got guys like even lesser elites. You got like William Gates. He's buying all the farm acres over there in the US. Okay. You have that guy. I looked into this guy, the guy who predicted the 2008 crash. They made a movie about him, The Big Short. I looked into him. I said, I wonder what this geezer's doing now. He's investing in water. The guy who so-called predicted the crash. They're all insiders anyway. But he so-called predicted the crash. One of the top main guys they did it, investment economy guys. He's investing in water. You got acres of land, water, gold. Because the elites are building underground bunkers, man. You got cities in Denver. You got underground cities. They're building because they're getting ready to hide from the Lamb, from Yahweh Shai, man. So if the elites, if the top people in the society are looking to hide themselves, then how crazy is it going to get out here? Well, the scriptures tell you, a time like never before, man. says, but for all these things they shall not turn. No, hold on, I read that. Behold, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Things are going to start being worthless. Man. You know, people are going to be picking up tellies and all that, and it's not going to mean shit. You know. If you want to get into certain, if you want something of real worth right now, gold, silver, resources. You know, every time a lot of these outbreaks and panics happen, people go for the tellies. Well, guess what? I got a telly for £30, 40, £50. 60-inch flat screen HD. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the curved 65-inch. It's got the curve. It fits in the court. You know what I'm saying? On the edge of the room. That's what happens in all of these riots that you see. The Mark Duggan riots. They were looting. Here it is. Mark Duggan got fucking killed by the cops. And here it is. You trying to rob goods. Shouldn't you been killing motherfuckers? You know. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Now I know people that would, you know, getting nasty with it, but getting down with it, but the first thing you fucking niggas think about is trainers and TVs, man. Because you're a bunch of fucking jungle bunnies, entertainment freaks. That's what you are. Let's be fucking real with it, man. Let's not pull no fucking punches. Let's get 100% real with this shit. Let's get real with it. Let's not even fucking glass this now. Fuck the glass. Let's deal with flat facts. Yeah? Go on now.
And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
But people are going to be dying from famines, you know. And that's why they're shutting up. That's why they're burning food plants to do this, to do that. You know, it's all engineered chaos, you know. Man, I've been these supermarkets, fuck all in it, man. Trust me. Like whole meat shelves empty, you know. With one store, there's no lamb. You know what I'm saying? And lamb's a bit more expensive than that.
Yeah.
The lamb's a bit, but you know, lamb is good. But there was no lamb. You just had a bit of beef. But we've just seen it like. But what they do is, there's fuck all there, so they push it all to the front. There's nothing behind it. So when you go there, you think, oh, they got beef. If you look a row behind, there's no other beef, man. Yeah. This has been going on up here, especially as well. So you got to get it in your mind, man. That this shit is
Oh, what if I could say? I went to the supermarket last week, and I actually went to buy some beef. I was gonna get a bit of mince, you know, spaghetti or whatever. And I read online that they had like a basics cheaper version, and it was kind of selling out. I said, well, let me go check this out for myself. So I went there to try and look for it. Completely sold out. Gone, man. They just had like the most expensive shit, which no one was buying. It was just on the shelves. All the things that people could afford, gone. And they're calling it the cost of living crisis, because people can't afford these things, man. So they're going for the cheaper options. Oh, people shop even over here. You got the big four. You got the Asda's, the Tesco's. People are looking at alternatives now. They're shopping in the Audis, the Lidls, you know, the supermarkets that people weren't really going to before. Now they got less things in their pocket. Their money ain't worth as much, and it's only going to get worse. You know, the pound's getting weaker. It's getting weaker to even buy things, trade. So it's all going downhill, man. And eventually it's going to get to the point when you've got scarcity. You're not going to have any of that. Like in the pandemic, when you had, you know, when you had no, the shelves were all empty, man. Yeah, let me keep reading this. Yeah, so it says, shall perish of famine, and other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
And you know the Most High has got people asleep, man. You know, these are elected all over the planet. You know, so there are alert people out there. You know, but there are the majority of people are asleep. You know, and that's part of the Lord's movie. The cream fillets, you know, the custard cream, the custard creams, man. You know what I mean? The cream fillers in the middle of the biscuits. you know, and you get them. You know what? You know you're gonna be eating that. You know, you get like biscuits, man. A lot of that shit is trash. Pure wheat flour. It's the cheapest, dirtiest thing on the shelves. Biscuits,
Sugar and wheat.
They just mass produce loads of that. Biscuits. No nutritional values in a fucking biscuit. And that's what you find out. You find out that you need nutrients for your body. You need sustenance for your body. You need vitamins for your body. You need things that are gonna help you not have Alzheimer's disease, not have cancers. Things that are gonna aid your body. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. That's it. Bro.
And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted.
The dead shall be cast out as dung. That's a heavy scripture, man. Meaning, just like when you go in a forest, could be any animal, a deer, having shits in the grass, in the earth, on the soil. There's no one still in that. It becomes part of the soil. You know? That's how dead bodies are gonna be like.
Yeah.
No one's going to be burying these bodies.
Yeah.
They're just going to be out there in the open, caked disease.
Yeah. Worms going in and out of them.
Yeah.
Just messed up, different angles, man, broken, all different angles. Powered up, they might be powered up.
Yeah, different positions, you know, like you said.
Yeah. And you know, people like to the pretty women, all right. You're gonna be
poses.
seeing. Yeah, you're gonna see the pretty. You know, the Instagram models you see now.
Well, I know what you're gonna say, but half of them shots they do, that's gonna be them.
That's gonna be, yeah. That's right. That's
they
right.
like to do the ankles out and all that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be them all folded up on the ground.
Yeah.
That's why, man, this is the joke, man. And you trusted in that. You trusted in the system. You trusted in the devil. You don't like that we call it the devil. The word devil means deceiver. What else is it? The angels. You know what I'm saying? This system is ruled by these devils, man. Facts. And you've been tricked. You know? What we got? That's it.
Yeah. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one.
And you know what, man? Order of chaos, divide and conquer. You know, the elites deal with that. That's why they got so much. People are divided over politics. Well, on this part, look at America. America's the worst for that. Like Trump versus that Republican Democrat shit. Like Trump, he's supposed to be some true fan, and then Biden, they're supposed to be like normal Americans. That's causing all types of friction. I mean that's crazy politics, man. You know, Trump was talking about how the Russia thing is a hoax. If you bring stuff like that up in your politics, it's gonna cause all kinds of shit, man. I mean, it's causing all types of shit, all that fucking politics and all that.
I've got a precept for you.
Go ahead, man.
Mark chapter 3, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
It won't stand. How's it gonna stand, man? Because the people are ready to rip each other's fucking heads off, man. That's where we're at, and that's going on in England as well. to be honest, Conservatives and Labour, you know. Then you got the racial stuff.
Yeah.
Brits don't, you know, the English don't want Arabs in their country.
Yeah.
You know, you got all sorts of shit going on, man.
Religious stuff, Leicester.
Yeah, but it was that Sikhs versus
Muslims and all that.
Muslims. Before that, it was English versus Muslims.
Right.
Did you see that one?
And I ain't seen that one.
That was like that was the main one. 4 days before it.
Wow, okay.
That was the big thing. It wasn't even that.
Wow.
It was that first.
Okay.
But if I'm not mistaken, then I think there was one with Turks versus Kurds. Did you see that?
Recently, I didn't even know about that.
It
Damn, man.
was in London.
London, yeah.
And then what was happening? Well, you're not even there anymore. But what they was doing was the cops was taking away the turn, and the Kurds was throwing shit at the cops, and beating them up in front of the cops and punching the cops. It was that fucking vicious.
Mm-hmm.
That Kurd and Turk shit is fucking violent, man. They didn't give a fuck about the cops.
Yeah.
The cops had to literally drive out of there. And then even after he got beat up, he got back up and still tried to hit the Kurds. I need to show you.
Hey, show, bro. Madness.
It's popping off, man. Hey, brother, this brother's a Kurd. He's a Kurd, man. He's a Jake as well. All you people, you don't know him, man. You don't know him. You don't know his daddy. You don't know his granddad. I remember I said that, and I think one person put in the comment box, oh yeah, what's his granddad? Well, why don't you worry about your own salvation? You're sitting there talking all this shit. And that's the Lord putting a stumbling block. You're on this black power shit and all that, right? But you don't think that the Most High can make someone look like a heathen, but be a Jake? Because you're not spiritual, you're bogged out, you're not even thinking straight, man. You think you got it, but really you're fucked.
Jump down to verse 26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. So that means there's going to be an end because there's too much. There's too much division here. Even look at Russia and America. You know.
You know what's funny? Anytime you're in Liz Truss, Liz Truss, man. Every time she talks, she goes, oh yeah, and war with Putin. She's always dropping Putin in it. Russia, everything that happens. If anyone asks her any question about the energy, about the bills in the UK, about the fucking the food shortage, she always goes, and Putin's Russia, Putin's war in Ukraine. That's the first thing she says.
Mm-hmm. Not the money that you printed. Giving out loans all over for the government, not the lockdowns, the Brexits.
That she goes straight to the fucking. That's how you know but she says it with a smile on her face. She don't say it like, oh yes. She says it like, you know what I'm saying? She's a pawn, man. A good one at that. They haven't had a politician like that for a long time. Since Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady and all that. Because the Rothschilds said a lot of these politicians are fucking pussies, man.
Oh yeah.
I said that.
Yeah. There's more in Ezra 15. Back in 2nd Ezra 15, verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. It says, meaning they're going to be rising up against government, man.
Yeah. And you can see that. People rising up against government and all that. You see that, man. But when they get, it's going to get to that point where, the people are like, this is just fucked. And right now, they're pushing the Labour Party all over the UK because, the people is trying to get some answers, man. They're like, fucking hell, we're fucked. When I say the UK, I'm talking about England. You know.
And it says, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their
It's like your borders, your lockdowns. You know what I'm saying? Your streets, your borders, locked the fuck off, locked down. You know? A man shall desire to go to a city and shall not be able. It could be for a biohazard. Usually they push the biohazard thing a lot for that. The biohazard, they push that a lot to push the fucking lockdowns and the martial law. To show you that in Songbird, to show you that in all of these shows, man. Biohazard. They show you that in I Am Legend. He was trying to get through that border. It needs to scan green to get through. He didn't scan green on his wrist. Funny enough, it was his wrist, right? And that's that chip, really, man. Because remember, they was using it. See, you can't really. They were using the chips to push the whole thing to do with. They were using the chips to push the whole thing to do with. Damn, it's just in my mind, man. Fuck was it? Fuck, I forgot what it was, man. But they were using the chips for stuff like that in Sweden, that. You know, your chips and that. You know, so I knew that.
Yeah, and it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I thought that was what it was doing.
Yeah.
Just the.
You want the?
Yeah. Let me use you. For the code. Just in case, yeah. Oh. So yeah. So basically, man, let's read some of this. The second Ezra's 15, and
Just in case.
oh yeah, that's cool. That's all what I needed. Well, you can take your phone if I could use that if you need it. It's up to you, man. It's up to you, man. You're not being forced. Well, this is second Ezra's. We're at second Ezra's 15, and we're gonna read. Let's read. You know, I'm gonna jump to 6:16. Let's read second Ezra's 15. Matter of fact, I'll start from 7. Therefore saith the Lord, 8. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profoundly commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Yeah, so if you're in a righteous vibration, man, you're gonna be complaining about what's going on the planet, man. You're gonna be complaining about the poison of the food, the poison of the water, man. You're going to be complaining about the taxation system that they got going on out here. People are getting heavily taxed. People are getting undertaxed, overtaxed, and all around taxed. You're going to be complaining about that. Because you're going to go, you know, people are getting their asses taxed out, yeah. You know? You're gonna be complaining about the gender equality, the gender warfare, man. Gender wars are going on. They're going. If a person is transgender, that's saying that's not saying, man. That's bogged down. A man gets with a woman gets with a man. There's no in between in that. The man's talking about, oh, well, he's a woman. Dude's got a raging rod, but he's talking about he's a woman. Or you get a man with a tits and a cock. That's fucking bullshit, man. That's why he said that. That behold the innocent and righteous blood cry unto him, and the souls of the just complain continually. Because the elect, the righteous have been killed, killed in society. You know? By the food, poison of the food, cancers. Now, when you eat, you try and eat a healthy diet because you know you what you're eating is part of your DNA. If you're eating all this poison, things that are not good for your body, you're gonna be ill. But remember, we've got the chemtrails and that to deal with. So when you deal with the chemtrails, man, you're breathing in toxins. You're breathing in toxins that are fucking you up, man. That's what's going on. That is 100% what's going on the planet Earth right now. You're breathing in toxins. These toxins are fucking you up, and people are dying. That's what it says in Isaiah 24. That let's get there. Isaiah 24, verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. So the earth is what defiled under the inhabitants, man. People, the earth's polluted, man. And you got these global giants. You know, a lot of the global giants. You know, they're acting as if the global giants are acting as if they're gonna heal the earth. They're not gonna do. The global corporations are all about destroying the planet, man. They just make the most profits off all of that. You know, that's what the global giants do. You know, so that's what happens, man. You got these global giants, these corporations. They don't give a fuck about the people. They want people dead. But it's all about money. So they put. So now that you had the global peace meeting for the economy, environment happening in Glasgow, right? And you had all these giant businesses and people going there, and they were in these massive jets and they had money and lustrous living. Talking about we're gonna save the planet. Nothing's changed. Oh, we've got to do this, do that. They ain't doing shit. Now they're telling you actually to save you, we've got to give you bugs to eat. Not nutritious fruits and vegetables, we've got to give you bugs. These are devils, man. And if you believe these people, you're bugged out the fuck out. Facts. We can't produce vegetables and meat, nah. We've got to give you a fucking, some kind of worm in the earth. Eat that. Eat a parasite in the earth or something. That's what they're trying to tell people to do, man. Let's carry on anyway. So it says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. When Yahushua comes, man, that's going to be a kingdom of peace and righteousness forevermore. You're not going to have genetically modified food. You're not going to have that. You eat something, and you thought you was eating a fruit, but it was genetically modified, man. So in that fruit, it's fucking you up. You got poisonous, hazardous stuff in the fruit, purposely engineered that way, for profit, for money, whatever, and to control people. You know, in the ancient world, you could drink water from streams, man. You know what I'm saying? And not get sick. If you do that today, you're probably gonna get sick. So it depends on how you treat the earth. But Esau's world's cursed, man. The major corporations, industrialism, and all this bullshit, man, that they've done, and that they do. Let's read on. It says, therefore have the curse of 5, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. They've broken the everlasting covenant of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You know? They ain't right in the head, man. Everything's fucked up under these devils, man. And until the righteous are in authority, man, it's not gonna be right. You got all, every day you got stuff on your social media, Twitter, and different things that and it's all, people kind of putting stuff up to do with exposing World Health Organization and stuff like that. Right, but what they do is they reshare the stuff. So there's people that just found out about the stuff 3 years ago or 4 years ago, they're sharing posts. Because the Most High has got the truth out there. It's out there. You can't deny it. So people are sharing stuff and it's obvious what's going on. But still with all this going on, people are still sunken down in the rabbit hole of the system, man. But this whole kingdom's going to be destroyed by the Most High, man. Don't get it twisted. The whole Bashem Yahushua is going to destroy this whole kingdom, this whole system. It's going to be reset, man, by the Lord. Let's go on. Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are few, and few men left. It says, actually, let me read that again. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. So people are going to get destroyed by what? These thermal nukes. These thermal nukes, man, is going to be destroying the inhabitants on the planet, just mainly America. That's judgment, man. Back in the day, you had what? In the ancient world, you had the flood of Noah. And people can't, the flood of Noah happens, facts. A great mass judgment. Let's get, you know what, let me jump to Peter's, man. Like Matthew's 24 is a good one. So we're here to tell you stuff that's going to happen. And that's it. Well, give me a second. Second, probably for sure. Well, I might have to drop some of these because make it easier for him to find. Oh, this page. Amazing. Give me a second. I'm at Second Peter's now. Second Peter's 2. No, 1, 3. And 1. Second Peter's 3 and 1. This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, both which I stir up your pure minds by way of my remembrance, that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandments of us the apostles, and of the Lord and Savior. Yes. So everything that we're teaching, man, these things have been written down, these things have been recorded, you know? And these things have been scribed by the prophets, man. So, you know, at the end of the day, man, you know, these things are being played out today. Hurricane, look what's going on in Florida right now. You know what I'm saying? And now you can say, oh yeah, they got hurricane seasons over there, but you seen hurricanes of abnormal hurricanes of mass destruction. There's stuff that's happening out here that's pushing the boundaries of people's reality. Mudslides, sure all that. You had all sorts going on. Hurricanes, mudslides, volcanoes, unusual volcano activity, landslides, rivers turning green. It says that you may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior. 3, it says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. Scoffers, man. So the Bible's telling you that while all these prophecies are going to be going on, we're talking about floods, hurricanes. Guess what's going to happen? You have people talking shit while this is happening. That's how we know we're in the end, because people are asleep. Oh, nah, I can't really see that. Most people went and took them the shots. Most people went out there and took them shots. Now they're not talking about it anymore, but there's going to be more outbreaks, real outbreaks. And there's people saying, I'm not saying it's going to happen, there's people saying that information about people that took the shots, it can activate stuff. You know, I'm not saying that's how it's going to be, but you know. So, this is real. Now, if you were into the truth, you were into the belief of the truth, then you wouldn't even know about that. Oh, it's just a shot, we need to protect you. Yeah, a lot of these are full of shit, gangsters. A lot of you could be calling yourself gangsters. A lot of you went to the hospital and took them shots. A lot of people that you would have thought that are hardcore, rough, rebels, even rebels, old school rebels, could be your uncles, your fathers, people like that. They've just went and took shots. Yeah. It's a joke. It's a mess. But see, the elect is different to the world, because a lot of people that are gangsters, man, you love the world, drugs, cash, bitches, you know, cinemas, all that shit. Another tentacle of the world, but you're not giving up the world for your whole shot. Prepared to suffer. A lot of people that drug deal, man, do all types of dodgy shit to rip people off. Some of them take up their ass. You know, they'll do all sorts for that cash. And we're finding out the cash is not even real. You got fiat currency, and then imagine that the money was paper, and then they turned it into that plastic. That happened a couple of years back.
Yeah.
They actually made it like straight out of plastic.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be money. Give me a break. You know? So this is what's going on here. So it says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? And since the fathers fell asleep, All things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. They think that everything is just going the same way. You know what I'm saying? You're not an elevated being. You know what I'm saying? You're a low level specimen. You're not spiritual. You're just so we're all worms. Because to the most high, we're like grasshoppers, man. We're ordinary people. Like the apostles have been saying. With extraordinary sight. These people ain't got that extraordinary sight. They're stuck. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 15:3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Go on.
Yeah. They ain't got the faith. Meaning they can't see, man. They ain't got the sight. They ain't got that faith, man. And we don't let. That's incredulity means without faith. We're not gonna let these people. They're scoffing, their lack of faith. We're not gonna let it trouble us, because we believe what we believe, man. And you can see it happening around you. You can see the prophecies coming to pass. Was it 2 Peter 3 or that it was in?
Oh yeah.
You keep reading from there, or
Yeah, go ahead. It's all good. It's all good. The 2nd Peter's free and I was reading that. The 4th verse or something like that.
Come. This is verse 4. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Yahweh, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished.
So that goes back to the time of the flood, man. And that's true. History is biblical history. Was it an Oppenheimer that said that Apostle Gabal goes into it, that you had a certain I remember it, but my memory's been going on. But it was like I don't know if it was Eustace Mullins. Someone said the history of man goes back 6,000 years, and someone else said that a real education is a Bible education. So there's quite a lot of quotes from different people. But that's the truth, man. History. Why have you got archaeologists? Why did you do digs? The recent talking about, we found a coin of King David. Google it. Or remember they found the one at Edomite city and that or something like that. They're digging Petra up.
Yeah.
And they found stuff to do with it. They're always finding stuff because it's facts.
Mission Stele.
Right.
The Moabite stone. You got that.
So that is that a hoax? Oh, it's made up. Nah, you're chatting shit, man. History. There's a book I'm trying to buy, man. There's a couple of books, but I'm gonna get them. But see, really, it's about faith. Because we could sit there and show you archaeology books, but guess what? Esau's got more archaeology than us. They're the ones doing the digs.
Yeah.
They got all the archaeology you could dig through the roof. They got all of it. They're the ones there. We get what they put in a book, what they want to show you, what they got. But some of the stuff that they got, they're not going to show you, man.
Why could we sit down?
But there are biblical archaeology books, man. Biblical books and the archaeology, man. And they're good books.
And it says,
people trying to say the scriptures is fairy tales, man. How is it fairy tale?
well,
How is it fairy tale when you got archaeology on it through the roof, man? What the fuck are you talking about? Miche Stele. When even you go to the British Museum, man, they had the fucking old piece to the Assyrian Empire,
yeah.
and they showed the Israelites in captivity. Is that a myth?
They had a whole,
Did you just make that up?
they had a whole room with the siege of Lashish, which
Yeah,
is in the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
You know. You got over there in Turkey. They got the where they say the Ark landed, man. You know, Mount Ararat, Turkey. They got places where it shows the like how the boat where the boat would be and all that. So there's all the kinds of things that Esau's always digging up, man.
Yep.
This is verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
So that's how it's coming out in this time. It's coming out in a fire. I mean, it's not going to be a flood, man.
And it says, but beloved,
Why do they keep showing that in them, like, end time films and that, man? They're always showing you in a because they know what's going to happen. But you got all these nuclear missiles and all that. You know? So they always show the nukes in the movies. You know, they show you Terminator 3, Terminator, they show you that.
the knowing,
They show you that.
don't look up.
Yeah, that was good one.
But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Yeah. I've started feeling like a fucking berserker or something then, man. I was picturing myself fucking killing animals, man. Well, go on, man. Shit, that shit tripped me out. Go on, that, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm just
Hey,
talking,
you know, it says that all should come to repentance, man. And ultimately, you know, the Lord's elect are gonna repent, you know, meaning to be sorry, truly, you know, the elect are gonna do that and be saved. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So when you see like you go to these cities, right? What do you see? You see tall buildings made of what? Concrete, glass, steel. These are all elements. Okay. When that, you know, what does Esau call his technology? The nuclear technology. He had what? The atom bomb, you know, where they're dealing with nuclear fission and all that. And I don't know much about the science of it, but I do know that when they drop that stuff, everything gets burnt up and everything gets, you know, wiped out. Until you just see nothing but just wilderness, just charred land. So that's what's going to be happening when these nukes are dropped over there in America, man. Okay? It said fervent heat. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
well, you got to be spiritual, man. And like you read about the elements getting dissolved, you need to be safe from this stuff.
Yeah.
You're talking about buildings being on fire. There's great monolithic structures, skyscrapers. They're going to be all burnt up to a crisp. Where's the 9/11?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about the whole heaps of towns, cities, lands. You know, miles worth of Esau's buildings. Because in America they got, you know what's funny, man? In England, London is the only place that really looks like America. like in the cities, should I say? Because you go to like Chicago, they got those skyscrapers for miles. Nowhere else has got that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
London's like the only place that's really got those skyscrapers. When you go to a lot of smaller, like a lot of other towns, okay, Manchester, Broom's got a bit of that, but not on that level. It's very small, concentrated, man. But
Yeah,
London's
yeah.
kind of got it for further, you know. When you look at from, you know, the West End and that,
Oh yeah.
you know.
I remember you showed me that video years ago with where they were just driving through like the cities in America, and it was just buildings, tall buildings, skyscrapers was just for miles. They were just driving. It's like 3-hour videos. They're still driving. They still ain't even got into town yet. Yeah, and
That's crazy shit.
yeah,
Man.
yeah. You know, it says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Carry on.
Yeah. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that you look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. And account that the long suffering of our Lord is salvation. Wow. Even as our beloved brother Paul, also according to the wisdom given unto him, have written unto you. As also in all these epistles, speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to be understood, which they that are unlearned and unstable rest, as they do also the other scriptures unto their own destruction. Yea, therefore, beloved, seeing ye know these things before, beware lest ye also, being led away with the error of the wicked, fall from your own steadfastness.
Yeah, so you know, don't get caught up into the ways of the world, man. Don't fall your ass to sleep. You know, don't bog out, man. You know, pretty much. To put it in simple terms, don't bog your ass out. You know, it can easily be done.
Yeah.
And one of the main ways for that to be done is pleasure in the flesh. You know what I mean? Oh, it's too hard to teach and study, because you know, what the scripture says, studying is a weariness of the flesh.
Yeah.
And then it takes time and effort to study, and then you might be in a situation where you got a family unit that they're trying to get you more into the flesh, and you're trying to study, and you got a fight there, physical fight. So these are things that happen. So what are you gonna do? You know, some people will be like, you know what, man, fuck it, I just gotta give in because. You know, nah, you can't do that. You know?
Scriptures talk about the cares of the world choking the word. Yeah. I had a
get
precept.
certain on that, yeah, bring your precept.
Sirach 38 and 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise.
Yeah, just like how it says, if you travel, you get knowledge, you know. You get to study. You know, King Solomon was running experiments.
Yeah.
King Solomon was running straight out experiments. He was. You know, King Solomon was running experiments with women, animals, and different stuff. That's what these top Edomites do, the Jesuits and these certain Edomites and that's what they do, man. Top Edomites and that, they run experiments. They're not working, they're doing digs. Archaeologists, they're digging, studying, reading the scriptures, doing digs, all that. You know?
I got a parable of the seeds, the sower. This is Mark chapter 4, verse 3. Hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow, and it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. And some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up, because it had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, because it had no root, it withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit. And other fell on good ground, and did yield fruit that sprang up and increased, and brought forth some 30, and some 60, and some 100. And he said unto them, He that have ears to hear, let him hear. And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable. And he said unto them, Unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of Yahweh, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables, that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing that they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. And he said unto them, Know ye not this parable? And how then will you know all parables? The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately, and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves. Yep. So the first one is talking about when it says where the word is sown, but when they have heard it, Satan cometh immediately. That's like when someone hears the word, they might come to the camp or whatever, they might hear this word, and immediately they might get distracted by something, or their mind goes somewhere else or whatever. Someone might come and, whatever they had, it just goes, man, because it weren't really for them. It says, and these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. And in this truth, you get offended, man. Okay, offenses are going to come. Not offended. In this truth, offenses are going to come at us. Hate's going to come at us, man. But you can't bend to the will of this place, man. You got to stand firm for Yahweh Shemi Shai. People might, like, coming out on the, we're a spectacle to the people. So coming out on here, we're on the YouTube, we're out here in the elements, that's all part of the fight. So people that ain't ready for that, people that, I don't know how people are going to think of me, or any kind of, they go through some hell, they go, and all of a sudden they're not interested in the word no more. They're not pushing, they're not coming out, they're not learning. It says, and these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and this is the point, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lusts of other things, entered in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. Going into what you was saying about the pleasures, So, it chokes the word, man. That's why the scripture say that the love of the world is enmity with Yahweh Shemi Shai. It says, and these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it, and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. Yeah. That was I had a bit more in here, I believe. Back in 2 Peter 3, I read verse 17 again. Ye therefore, beloved, seeing you know these things before, beware lest ye also, being led away with the error of the wicked, fall from your own steadfastness, but grow in grace and in the knowledge of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai Mashiach. To him be glory both now and forever. Amen. I had a This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
Break it down, brother.
So why do you think we're constantly studying, we're constantly going into these things? Because, you know, you don't want to be not defending the gospel, man. Okay? Now, if you're going and saying, now you might have 95, 99% of the gospel correct, but if you got 1% wrong, then you ain't teaching the truth. There might be some truths, but if you're going and saying, look, okay, the MOTB, okay, you know what, you're an Israelite, you're one of these nations on this tribe, okay, that's good. It's good that you're teaching that to the so-called Negro, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But then if you're going and saying, oh, you know what, the mark of the beast in Revelation 13 is sin, or it's Cesare, or it's sleeping with white women. If you're saying anything other than a microchip implant, then you're lying, man. You're not rightly dividing the word of truth. You know. So basically, you're speaking lies onto the people, man, and that's got a heavy judgment. It says, "But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness." So we shun all that, and you can see examples of, you know, you got groups out there, camps out there, okay, and they're teaching madness, and you can see more and more ungodliness as that day approaches, man. More and more, you know, wickedness is coming out of that. The scriptures say to come out of the world, man, okay, not to get more into the world, not to be moving with the fashion of this world. The fashion of this world passeth away. So as that day approaches, what does it say? He said to increase and to grow in the grace of Yahushua, to learn Yahushua. Oh, what did the Lord say? He said, let me get that scripture. He said, bear with me. This is Matthew 11:29. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. Okay. What is it? It says, take my yoke upon me. What are we? We're prisoners of hope. Okay. Prisoners basically to this word, man. Okay. We're prisoners of hope. We're waiting for the kingdom of heaven to be established on the earth. And until then, we've got a job to do. You know? So you can't be getting up into the world. You're meant to get more, as you're growing, you're meant to get more and more out of the world, man. Even something that's keeping the laws. You know, when you first come in, you you get built up in faith, and you try and, okay, you keep the Sabbath, you're doing this and that. Even that, just that alone, you keeping the Sabbath, okay, that makes a big difference in how you move around, you know, move in this world, man. You know what I mean? That makes a big difference, and that's one law. Okay. You're not committing adultery. You know, Jake's just out there. A woman might have a husband. They don't give a crap. You know. All kinds of examples, man. You don't go to certain food spots because all they be serving is abominations. You're meant to change. It says, "For I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls." So the more that you learn of Yahushua, the more rest you have unto your soul. Your spirits, you become cleansed by the what? The word, by Yahushua. But if you ain't taking heed, if you ain't growing in grace in the Lord, okay, you're out there believing in madness, then you're gonna get caught up in that. That's gonna lead on to more wickedness, man. That's the fruits of unrighteousness. You know? And it says, oh, yeah. It says, "For my yoke is easy and my burden is light."
Yeah, it's not hard to keep the commandments of the Most High, but going in and trusting these systems is detrimental. So people got a problem with those types of commandments. There's nothing wrong with those types of commandments. That leads to life.
Yeah.
Leads to life. Leads to life.
Reset.
Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy 4:5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. The law was given unto Israel, man. Okay? It makes us, we're made holy, we're made separate to the rest of these nations, man. So when you're into the ways of this world, who's this world being given into? The hand of the wicked. So you're into the ways of wickedness now. You're into the heathenistic practices, okay? Whatever Esau's pushing out there, you're into that. And like the elder said, that's detrimental. That's going to get you killed, man. Okay? And a lot of Jake are going to die because of that. Because they're joining hand in hand with the wicked. He says, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great who have the Most High so nigh unto them? As Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for. And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? You know? And the scriptures say that our righteousness is as filthy rags, because why? We can't keep the law perfect on this side. We just, according to faith, we do the best we can. You know? The scriptures talk about you know, showing your faith by works. So that's why we come out, because we've been commanded to come out in the highways and byways. That's why we come out and we teach. That's why we do these videos in the week. That's why we study. You know, sacrifice, man. When the Lord said, he that loveth not his father or mother more than me cannot be his disciple, what was he talking about? Basically, you can't put anything above this truth in priority, man. You can't put your family in the priority. You might have your woman, your parents, your children. You can't put your job in front of this truth. If you're gonna follow Yahushua, you gotta forsake all that. Now, does that mean that you can't have a family? No, it doesn't mean that. Okay, disciples have families, women, all of that, children. But it's about putting this word first. Okay, putting Yahushua first, man. That's why we don't teach that. You know, we don't promote that. You know, or where everyone, you know, get together. There's weddings. You know, big parties. Everyone got the garments and all that. We just push the, you know, starting with the apostles and elders, man. On down, we push this.
Worldly real quick. Weddings, garments, that can get worldly real quick, man.
Yeah.
You know, the scriptures talks about the Lord making speedy riddance of Babylon, man.
Oh yeah.
Really about this place going down.
Yeah.
We're not about building up here, building schools, building the garments, building, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're about this place. If martial law gets declared tomorrow, and the outbreaks happen, that's good for us. Because that's a step closer to us getting out.
I'll get that one you quoted. This is Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. And there's another scripture that says, Revelation chapter 22 verse 12. It says, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. So the Lord said he's coming quick. When you read 2 Ezra 9, it talks about what the Lord visiting the earth. You see these prophecies, okay? You see these prophecies coming to pass. One of the major prophecies, okay, that's being fulfilled before your eyes is the wicked being revealed, okay? Esau's being revealed for who he is. And the scripture, in fact, I'll get that, because the scripture tells you that that Yahushua is going to come. It talks about the brightness of his coming. So that's what we're waiting for. We're hastening the day. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So right now, the Lord's got his prophets speaking this word, but hey, reading out the judgments. But those judgments, they're not just being said for no reason. They're going to play out, man. Okay? You're going to have these elites in their bunkers. The angels are going to come scoop them up. Okay? Put them in chains. Because these Edomites are going into slavery, starting with your elites and the heathen. The other heathen nations. You Ishmaelites, Moabites, Ammonites, Hamites. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. And that's Esau, man. You know, he's got his technology on the left. He's got blue beam projects and this and that. You know, he's got all these different technologies that he's gonna, you know, that he's gonna try and, that he's gonna deceive the people with, man. You know, people look at things like Neuralink and they think, wow, you know, this is, people are going to get healed. The blind can see or whatever, or the deaf can hear, you know. They're looking at Esau for answers. But they're not looking to Yahweh Shai. But what you're going to find out is that the Lord's going to raise his men, man. You're going to have spiritual power. Okay? Back when the Lord was on the scene, when the apostles were on the scene, time of Acts, people were getting healed. You know, people were getting healed by the power of the Lord, man. So that's what, you know, that's what's coming to this kingdom. This is get another one. This is Micah. So what kind of mindset should we be in then? It says Micah chapter 2 verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted.
It's not your rest, man. Transgender.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, we don't need another reason.
yeah.
That's it right there.
You know? Wow.
He says, arise ye and
you gotta be a demon to love this kingdom, man. You know, especially with what they're pushing and where you see things going. You know, it's crazy, man.
Yeah. It says, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
And it's going to destroy people that, most of these people that are involved in the system, invested in the system, they're going to be destroyed without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt, they're getting destroyed. Facts. They're getting fucked up. Yeah. And there's nothing they can do. They're done. They're marking themselves. Man. They're getting fucked up. Man.
I have a precept for you.
Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of
Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go one. You think you're gonna get the wicked out of the judgment? It's not happening, is it? Revelations 12 tells you that destroy them that destroy the earth. So if you destroy the earth, you're gonna get destroyed. Even he that leads into captivity shall go into captivity.
Yeah.
Even in James 5 it talks about even as many scriptures that a man sows that so he shall reap. All in the scriptures. You can't get around what you do is what you get. So these devils destroying the earth. What do you think is going to happen in the kingdom, man? we're gonna have them in captivity and slavery. We're talking about these Edomites, man. So-called white people, but we're mainly talking about, these Edomites, because you got so-called white people that are Israelites, man. So they're gonna be getting, I know, and the other nations, they're gonna be getting whipped. They're gonna be eating slop just to sustain them, so they can work, so they did to Jake. We're gonna be getting terrorized. We're gonna be dealing with their women, all of that. Wherever you can think of. The only thing we're not gonna do is weird shit like popping them in the ass. That's what Esau was doing to slaves. We ain't gonna be doing that. Popping men and all that. Come on, man. You don't have to. We're gonna terror them righteously. Use the animals against them. Scary beasts. All sorts. We ain't gonna have to do weird, off negative, demonic bullshit like that. Defiling your own flesh just to torture someone. That's weird, man. I'm gonna do that. That's a demon. That's a foul spirit. You know? But they're gonna get it, man. The scripture says that hey, your heart shall meditate
Yeah, I
terrors.
was just getting that.
Get it?
Yeah, I was just getting that. Isaiah 33:18. Thine heart shall meditate terror. Where is the scribe? Where is the receiver? Where is he that counted the towers?
Your heart's gonna meditate terror. You're gonna have their numbers called on all levels. The apostles always talk about you kill them and you raise them back up. We're gonna have the power to do that. Yahweh Shai is raising the dead, so we're gonna be able to do that with Edomites we torture and these other nations. When you go to the scriptures, everything is in the scriptures. Go on.
They showed you that in the fourth Matrix movie.
Was that the new?
Yeah, have you seen it?
What's up? Gotta watch that.
Well, I ain't gonna spoil it, but they show you in that movie, man. What they were just talking
I
about.
didn't watch that James Bond movie, that 3-hour movie.
I think I've seen it either.
They was just saying the chip was in it.
Oh, that one. I need to check that out. Check that out. This is Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. It says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Let me get another one as well. This is Psalms.
So when you rule in a kingdom, man, as well, there's certain stuff you gotta do. But a kingdom's only gonna sustain itself if it's built off the principles of the ultimate spirit, Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. Outside of that, it's not gonna last because that's your own loss. That's man. That's not the most. I'm saying? He made everything. You can't do it. I think it should be. No. So the Lord said it's going to be. End up. That's what the scripture says. The Lord alone will be exalted in that day. There's going to be so much chaos and death. No one's going to be able to save themselves. You're going to need the Most High, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. End of. And all these people talking about Muslims in the bait, man, come on. What, you're gonna find out the true power? And that's the times are coming in, man. Who's the Lord gonna deliver, and who's he not dealing with? He's dealing with the elect. He's not dealing with all these other denominations and different religions and all that bullshit. And even amongst Israel, there's an elect.
I don't precept for you. Just from what you just said. Proverbs 16:12. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness, for the throne is established by righteousness.
Right.
So rule righteously. And we're gonna have that in the kingdom of heaven with King David, man. Yahweh Shai, King David. the elect. The governing body, the 144,000. That's what, Isaiah 2.
Yep.
Mind if I get that? Isaiah 2? Right, this is Isaiah 2 and 1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and we will teach, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So righteousness is going to be established on the earth, man. You know?
And the Lord's starting that through his priests, through his teachers. It's establishing order right now, man. You know? All the camps coming and teaching and pushing us word and keeping them laws and all that. That's the Lord setting it up right now. The Lord's setting it up right now, man. You know?
Tabernacles of David, Amos.
Yeah, he shall establish the tabernacles. So this is the Lord's house. It's a righteous building. It's the Lord's house. You know?
This is a quick precept on that. This is Luke chapter 14, verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled.
There you go. There you
go. Back in Isaiah 2, verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Yep. The waste that's created to destroy is for this time.
Yeah.
You know? It's just for this time, man. Yeah. Weapons that decimate the planet, shake the earth. And you know, when you go into war, that world, the Hiroshima and Nagasaki was so deadly, and they say when people get destroyed, I think there's information that, like, people's their remains are like printed on stuff that ain't.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
almost like it's photocopied on there, like.
Yeah. You know, look at that. So, hey, but these nukes are worse than that.
Yeah.
So it ain't no joke, man. Ain't no fucking joke.
This is got a precept.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 21:9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. And he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. So it, you know, like the elder saints, to back up the point, for the precept. That's what it's there for. That's why they stockpile and all this, and it's all going to be used, man. This is like the arrows of the Lord, the ammunition of the Lord, man. And none of them are going to be shot back. That's why in the kingdom we're going to plowshares and pruning hooks. These are farming tools. You know, you turn swords into plowshares. You know, why is it called farming tools? Because the kingdom is going to be about building up our kingdom, and we're going to use you heathenists to do it. You know, you slaves, man. the gates are going to be open continually. Because we're going to be kings and priests. We're not going to be going out there, oh, we're going to till the land. No, you're going to be working all that, man. You know? And just, we're going to be enjoying the grapes, the wine, you know? All the fine things in life. When you look at James, the 5th chapter, it says the elites, even the elites of Esau on this side, which that's not nothing compared to what we're going to be like in the kingdom. In this measly kingdom that he's got, he says that he lives in wanton and pleasure upon the earth, man. They get the best of everything. But we're going to get that and more in righteousness, you know?
Alright, man, we're going to close out, bro. So we catch you brothers in the next show. Shalom.
Shalom.